Hello, everybody. We'll be talking about global warming today. New topic. I just want to highlight, sorry, that with this global warming, I just want to emphasize how will the Earth look like, in the future. Uh, uh, it's an estimate. It's not gonna be like the video I'm gonna show you, and the stuff that might happen. It might not happen. It might. I'm just saying this as a guess here, and I just want to highlight the global warming, but that's the issue going on today. Uh, going on today too. Global warming, we're I'll talk about more about it in the video, but let's get started. All right, 1 second. So let's make it bigger. So this is a TED Talk. It's not for me. I'll provide a link for this at the end of the video, and please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Uh, and so, okay, so in here on global warming, a big thing. Uh, that's going on right now. It's like we're trying to find another place. We're going from one planet to another to find another place to live. Like we're not everybody on Earth is gonna stay here for a very long time. The big thing now is we're probably gonna go to Mars, maybe, maybe, but it's not 100% sure. We're just like I believe right now we're just like looking around. We're taking some people, to space. Uh, try to see if we're able to find a place where it has like water and like stuff similar to Earth. But we'll see in the future about that. But that's one thing. That's because we're doing this because of global warming. Because eventually the air will be polluted with uh, you know like CO2 carbon dioxide. Stuff that makes it hard to breathe. For example, and like maybe the water. There's a water shortage in some places. Like I'll give you an example. If I'm not mistaken, the Southwest of the United States. I'll give you like California, for example, was one. I remember looking through that. It's kind of hard to find. Don't, don't take my word for this, but if I'm not mistaken, California is a big problem with water. So by that I mean, it's very hot in California, and how they have like one place where they find the water, and it's kind of hard. How you gonna if you only have one spot and there's like so many towns and so many cities using that one place, it's gonna run out eventually, right? Um, I remember like looking at the news one day, I was looking through that. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but that's what I remembered. Like that's another problem that global warming's happening because if you're near like the deserts or someplace that's very hot, it's kind of hard to find water. That's a big thing because we all need water to survive, right? To drink, to take shower, other things too. But water is an important thing. And so another highlight I wanted to add here is well, this TED Talk I mentioned is like what the Earth could look like in 2050, and things to highlight is high temperatures like what's going on today with the summer. As of this recording, you know in some places it's like 120 degrees, like Arizona, for example, that kind of part of the state, like California, Arizona, and all those other states around it of like high heats. They have like high temperatures in there, 120, maybe 100, compared to like Massachusetts, for example, was like 80 or 90, or like or 80 and 90 as well. And the, it's called the Northeast compared to the Northeast of the Midwest of the United States. There's a difference with the temperature, especially during summer. Um, and so the high temperatures could be a reason for global warming. It's think of it like how do I put this? Like let's find it. I answer this. Like another thing I want to bring out is heat stroke is another thing too, where people like they die from heat stroke. It's like heat stroke is like you don't have enough water and it's very hot and you can't like breathe. And so I wanted to bring that up too. That's another big issue too that we have to deal with as people living Earth: heat stroke, high temperatures, carbon dioxide, in the air, for factories. I hope that's kind of clear what I'm saying, but if not, please let me know in the comments. Again, I just want to show awareness to this issue of global warming. So, um, I hope in the future this won't be a problem. But again, as I always say, might take some time, to get rid of global warming. So, um, all right, sorry, give me a couple of seconds. I'm trying to make sure I got all my facts here. If not, I mean, I'm not perfect here. I'm just trying to like show awareness to this issue. I'm trying to make sure everything's all set. So, sorry, I forgot about heat stroke is like when your temperature goes up the normal. Like for a human being, it's at around 98.6 is a normal temperature. If you go above that, you start getting headaches. You're not feeling so well. You're pretty getting sick. Um, you know, confused. It might be confused as well with heat stroke. I never had it in my life. I'm trying to like, knock on wood or anything, but it could happen. It could happen to anyone. Especially if you live in a hot place for a very long time. Like, think of like the Sahara Desert, for example. I think, I'll take my word for it. I think some people do live there, but not many. But don't take my word for it. But think about it, if you're exposed with that heat for a very, very long time, you're gonna have, some kind of problem, with the body and your temperature. You become sick. It's not healthy staying, hot place all the time. But especially now, there's not much you can do about it except if you find a place with air conditioner or some cold water, hopefully there's some shade. You Um, and a couple solutions. I think the video, if once give you the link for that, will kind of mention having electric cars, protect forests, like trees. If for example, like if you were, let me use the right term here, a business person, right? And you want to have more buildings. I've what I've seen lately. People have create new buildings, they create new apartments, new offices, stuff like that. But then it's kind of like they have to cut down some trees, or they have to do something to give them space for those buildings. And the problem is if you don't have enough trees, then for trees are kind of like, if I'm not mistaken, they kind of clear the air for you. They kind of trees take in the CO2, they give out oxygen. If I remember that from science class, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong here. If any facts at all, just correct me on that, please. I'll appreciate it. But again, I'm just trying to make aware of this issue as best I can. Um, kind of like that, protect their trees, and especially like people. Think about people like animals living there. If they're all the trees are gone, you have squirrels, you have bears, you have beavers, you got all those animals live in the forest. If they all those trees are gone, where are they gonna live? Right? You don't want to like live next to a bear somewhere, wherever you live or wherever, you don't want to like fight with the bear or anything like, food or something, or you want a raccoon or a beaver bothering you for, making a mess in your trash, or they're stealing food or something like that. I mean, that's another issue with global warming that might cause a problem. And then, well, no, just cutting down trees. That's why they mentioned protect the forest. And hold on. Yeah, electric cars. Well, I remember they don't take gas. It's kind of like by battery. Um, what up? I just check my notes on that. Second. So with electric car, they draw a battery from electricity. Sorry, it took so long. Sorry. Just trying to find my notes here. So with electric car, they draw from like electricity, like from battery source. I don't have an electric car, so what I've seen online and what so like you have to charge it with like a battery station, so you don't have to worry about gas anymore, CO2 or fossil fuel, which is great for the environment because you don't gas with sorry with cars they take out the they ma- they produce CO2 once you run it and then you kind of smell it sometimes when you pass by in the street you kind of smell some CO2 from the car, which is a problem for some people, but for everybody, it's not just like everybody. You don't want to smell that stuff. Um, you know, it's bad for the environment. So, um, another thing I wanted to mention here is renewable energy. So that's hold on, give me a second on that. Renewable energy is where it's kind of like it's from like the sun. For example, give it like solar panels. I guess you know what solar panels are. It's like you have the sun and the light from the sun goes into like a little glass thing where it takes when the light hits the glass, it kind of converts it into energy where it can produce electricity naturally. Like it comes directly from nature, if that makes sense. Um, and so that doesn't cause a whole lot of like problem with with electric companies. They probably have to do some. I'm not 100% sure how they make the electricity, like your EverSource or Star Energy. I don't know how they kind of do how they make their electricity, but if I'm not mistaken, they're a factory, and with that, they have like a lot of like CO2 coming off from the factory, which can become a problem. Uh, you know, that's another thing. So I hope that's kind of clear. I'm sorry if I'm not like 100% on this. I'm just trying to make sense of everything here, trying to make aware of this issue, trying to make sense of everything so it becomes clear, to the viewer here, to everybody here that's watching this video. Um, and so this here is just from the TED Talk. This is like maybe like plants, maybe if I'm not mistaken. This is like the ocean, the fish, and like the farms, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from this TED Talk. And so that's what I wanted to bring up today. So stay tuned for more, guys. Please subscribe again. I would really appreciate it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Anything to improve on, I would definitely take it. So Thank you guys. Have a nice night. Take care. Bye bye.